Hello, and thank you for joining me as I spend a bit of time with Psalm 28 today. There's a little form of words from Psalm 28 which comes into one of our most powerful popular hymns. If I read out to you a line which is repeated actually in the hymn: "Be thou still my strength and shield, be thou still my strength and shield." It probably wouldn't take you long to remember that comes from "Guide Me Out, Thou Great Redeemer." Rhonda. Great hymn, powerful hymn. And those words, particularly my strength and shield, appear in Psalm 28. And Psalm 28 is a real game of two halves, really. The first, actually more than half of it, the first 6 verses are a cry of desperation, really, as a lot of the Psalms thought to be written by David, and he's having a bit of trouble with some of his enemies in the first six verses, and he's calling out to God to sort out the wicked people, really, and repay them, bring some sort of justice. So he's having a hard time, the author of Psalm 28. And then when we get to verse 7, he's saying, "Blessed be the Lord, he's heard the voice of my prayer." So it's a pretty quick turnaround in terms of just reading the psalm. Of course, it might not all have played out quite as quickly. So I'll read Psalm 28. "To you I call, O Lord, my rock. Be not deaf to my cry, lest if you do not hear me, I become like those who go down to the pit. Hear the voice of my prayer when I cry out to you, when I lift up my hands to your Holy of Holies. Do not snatch me away with the wicked, with the evildoers who speak peaceably with their neighbours while malice is in their hearts. Repay them according to their deeds and according to the wickedness of their devices. Reward them according to the work of their hands and pay them their just deserts. They take no heed of the Lord's doings, nor of the works of his hands. Therefore shall he break them down and not build them up." Oh dear. So I'll just break there. That's the first 6 verses of Psalm 28. Now I reckon you probably get the picture. So David is calling out here. He's talking about the wicked, workers of evil, deceptive and unbelievable people destined to go down to the pit. A metaphor for eternal ruin. And so this is an urgent plea from David for the Lord to hear his cry. He calls the Lord his rock. And if the Lord doesn't answer his prayer, he believes that his fate will be like those whose destiny is death and destruction. So David's evidently confident that he doesn't share in wicked actions. He is confident God will not drag him off when judging sinners. So it's interesting how some little forms of words appear in their psalms as well, isn't it? There's where was it? And pay them their just deserts. It's an expression, isn't it, that comes in. Sometimes you hear people use that. So I hope you get you just deserts. And it's interesting, isn't it, that that's where that comes from? Probably, perhaps. So much language from the Psalms feeds through into hymns like "My Strength and Shield" and into everyday language, perhaps at times. So anyway, we go on to the remainder of Psalm 28 from verse 7 to 11, and there's a distinct change of mood. So we've had this desperate crying out. So, "Blessed be the Lord, for he has heard the voice of my prayer. The Lord is my strength and shield. Yeah. My heart has trusted in him, and I am helped. Therefore my heart dances for joy, and in my song will I praise him. The Lord is the strength of his people, a safe refuge for his anointed. Save your people, and bless your inheritance. Shepherd them and carry them forever." So yes, quite a change of mood there, isn't there, in the remainder of the psalm? And it concludes with praise for that God has answered David's prayer. So I don't know what happened, but presumably a few people got their just desserts in the meantime. So of course David was a warrior, and he knew how valuable a shield would be. And he sees God's protection of his people, rather like this sort of defense, if you like, that he refers to when he talks about the strength and shield. And David was also a shepherd, so it's interesting that he uses shepherding terminology as well. Save your people and bless your inheritance, shepherd them and carry them forever. So, Psalm 28, some powerful pieces of language, definitely a game of two halves, isn't it? And, powerful words as ever with the Psalms.